Okay, so the first thing the viewers will hear is poor little Bronze giggling his heart out. But what a terrible shame. So, hello and welcome to a mistake of a session that I will be running rather than Bog. And
I'm
we
guessing
have...
because Bog's been...
Yeah, Bog can do it this weekend. He's got stuff to do, like a bloody nerd. So if you
having a life outside gaming.
What a terrible thing. You just put your brain into a computer and just game the rest of existence away.
Why is Neil on Cat?
I don't know. That's something that Neil decided to do. So let's begin. Do you all remember last session? It'd be a bit difficult to forget, wouldn't it?
You know what? It is not my fault that Michael didn't assert himself enough.
I don't think it was a huge problem. You were all running from a demon that had been let loose, and you did.
I think we stopped running after a little while since they didn't come after us immediately.
No, you did make it back to the city, and I believe you've been paid, but I don't know if Bog sorted that out completely. Essentially,
we did not get paid.
Okay, so you didn't get paid, but the session today starts the moment you go to your various hideouts and safe houses and go to sleep.
Awesome. Is this a dream adventure? Awesome.
You all find yourself in a formless void. Small motes of light float listlessly in a ever-present cooling breeze. And you can see each other, the three of you. You are calm and healthy, and any injury or mental trauma you suffered during the events of the last session have been healed. And then things start to turn dark in this strange, formless world you found yourself within. Before you can really get your grasp on things, and work out where exactly you are, an oppressive presence surrounds all of you. Webs spring to life, invisible before, but now abundantly clear. You're in a place far more deadly than it first appeared. And before you stands a titanic arachnid entity. The demon, once contained within the circle, towers over you. A colossal, impossible figure. What do you do?
Brock, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I said that before. I just that was just me being funny. So.
I cower in fear.
I question what the fuck is going on.
Alright, so after a few moments pass, and a lot of you do little more than cower or stand balking at the situation you find yourself in incredible confusion, the spider seems to lower itself down, although it doesn't make a huge impression on you, given that you are gnats compared to its gargantuan, horrific bulk. And with a rather calm voice, it says, I've decided to give you, the three of you, a little gift. Something you don't need to repay me for. You see, when you bed with liars and scoundrels and killers, it's good to know something about what makes them that way, who they are truly, and what is a secret torn from a mind among friends. And with that, there's a flash of light, and all of you have to roll 1d100.
Awesome.
Oh my.
We're opening up with a touch of chaos. I love it.
That's
51.
That's over, and that's under. Okay.
Neil is under, huh? Well,
Under what?
Don't worry about it.
under Ket, apparently. Neil, you should probably move your token back.
Karis.
It's
Neil.
alright. Neil can accept what's coming.
Okay, so the 3 of those. You
Bless it.
open your eyes to a rather different sight than when you went to bed. Rather than whatever accommodations you procured for yourself in the city, you're on a rough and coarse linen blanket strewn haphazardly over bent and dry twigs and leaves. Rather unseasonal. It seems that you're in autumn when it certainly shouldn't be that case. Looking around, you're in a small but well-supplied campsite. A pack donkey is dozing quite close to the smouldering campfire that you must have spent the night next to. And as you all collect yourself and stand up, you feel a disconnect, like a shadow. You feel yourself as you were, but your physical form is different, undefined. Feeling is blunted. You touch a tree, and it seems like a whisper through some kind of, like a telephone, although you have no concept of a telephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but players understand, so it's good enough.
You all find yourself in very different forms than when you went to bed. These will be your bodies for the following adventure.
Awesome.
Can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my.
I was wondering why it looked like everything's scrolled. That explains that.
Yeah.
It's
Our
actually
character
pretty
got a
neat.
fucking gender swap apparently.
Moving to
Except
investigate.
Neil.
Yeah, Neil became more masculine and handsome. Moving to
This is horrible.
So practically a gender swap. Got it.
Practically gender swap.
yeah, moving to explore the environment you find yourself in. Glancing into the thickly wooded areas around you, you notice that some of them are not distinct in the slightest. Poking your head out past a thicket of bushes, you find nothing but the faint, listless void you were in before with the Titanic spider. But turning back around, you are in a pleasant field in a forest. It seems
Is it daytime and is the sky still there?
Sky is clearly there when you're in the places that seem to exist. But moving just through the woods in places that would just be out of sight, you find yourself in places that have no sun. It's morning, and you have a strange compulsion to clean up the camp, set the tack on the horse, and head off towards a strange ruin you can just see over the horizon.
That's an out-of-character thing. I'm just sitting here being like, none of us have rides, so this is going to be interesting.
Well, you're
What
going
do
to
you
be...
mean none of us have a ride?
Yeah, Neil actually does have a ride. Not that you'd be able to ride a small donkey. that's used to carry equipment.
Oh, you said horses, so I thought you meant we had horses
Did I
too.
say horse? That would be a
Yes.
mistake. You have a donkey.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. That's fine.
Approaching the base. Sorry.
I'm just curious, are we operating in dream logic where all of this doesn't seem too out of the ordinary or normal logic?
It's clearly weird, and you can question it. You can make decisions, but it feels like if you do nothing, you will go on autopilot almost. Like if you stop thinking about it, you will start clearing things away or eating breakfast without realizing it. You will also have strange glimpses of memories that aren't your own. Nothing you can make total sense of at the moment.
So whose lives did we get shoved into?
Moving.
No, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's you feel kind of energized, like in this place that is not quite reality. You're quite powerful, and nothing can stop you. However,
And that's why when we die almost immediately, it'll be very surprising.
making your
We
way
still have
to,
our equipment on us.
you have all strangely, even though it seems you shouldn't, you have all of the equipment that you have in reality.
Okay.
And all of the abilities you'd have in reality.
Yeah.
So, and spotting the ruin on the hill, you make your way towards it, and what must be hours of journeying, you can remember the journey, each step you took, each bronze leaf that fell from the trees around you. You can't quite come to terms with how quickly it seemed to pass, as if it was a faint memory. And tying your donkey to a tree at the base of this ruin, of the mountain where the ruin sits, you stride forth towards the abandoned place you are sent to investigate, only for a gunshot to crack out.
Awesome! Someone has a gun, and our ranged fighter isn't here. This is gonna go great.
I mean, I have a bow.
I have a
well,
pistol.
Okay, I guess that I'm just gonna be hiding behind my shield then.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna help you much, but okay.
I've specifically got a metal shield, so I'll be fine.
You can't block bullets, or I think,
You're not.
or you can't dodge.
If you can't block bullets, then you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah. Everyone should be able to see things just fine. Can everyone roll awareness for me, please?
Okay.
Yeah, 1 second.
Oh, that's not one of the auto macros. Okay.
Any situational modifiers?
No, just flat for now.
Oh yeah, finger guns.
Take a look.
Oh, awareness. Yay.
Oh, why? Sweet,
Why us?
baby.
So, Neil, as the gunshot echoes out from the ruin, birds fly out from around it, and you think you see a familiar hooded figure walking just outside of the ruin here, before darting back inside.
Oh, I feel really bad. We're gonna be
I
dealing
know.
with a thing from Cat, aren't we?
This is gonna be bad, ain't it?
She's gonna be so pissed that we got this information.
So you can move freely at this point.
Okay, I saw some like hooded figure over this way, dart in and dart out, or dart out then dart in. I mean, should we like investigate? Go up north, I guess. I don't think
Before
we
we
can climb.
before we do that, does it look like there's any like climbing gear like rigged up on the top of the cliff over here? Just in the top of the cliff area that I can see.
No, it doesn't look like anyone's been rock climbing in that area.
Well, I was more meaning, does it look like someone's got something rigged up for a quick escape down the cliff?
Oh no, you can't see anything at least.
Well, perks on that means that even though we have to go north, they might not be able to just jump off the cliff to get away. So speaking of, why are we here?
Thinking back to your excursion to this region, you're drawn towards a sheet of paper, which you didn't have in your inventory without thinking about it. Drawing it out, you have
Dream logic. Awesome.
you have a writ of God, forgotten the word now. Prospecting. You've been commissioned by the merchant houses of, what is the word? Hogbreak, I think.
Hogspeak, I think it is.
Hogsbeak, yeah, Hogbeak.
I don't think hogs have beaks.
Yep, you've been
The
commissioned
town is called Hogspeak.
by a merchant guild in Hogsbeak to prospect this ruin to see if there's salvage available or it can be repaired.
If we're talking repairs, we're talking serious repairs from the looks of it.
Mostly just to the inside. Just a few knockdown walls.
To be fair, the towers are still standing stable, so...
You also remember from a conversation you had with some other prospectors that this area is supposed to have quite a substantial underground section to the castle.
Oh, I was right.
Christ.
Well, unfortunately, I don't. Unless someone here packed 3 people's worth of intense rock climbing gear, north's the only option. Since it's clear that this lucid dream junk is gonna push us in there one way or another.
Can I hug the wall and stealth my way into the building, or into the ruin area, or am I just clear as day?
You can move as stealthily as you desire. You did hear a gunshot just now, so there is someone around.
Okay.
So you said that there was
probably does seem like the best option possible.
You said that there was a figure there. Did the gunshot? Was there the sound of gunfire actually hitting the ground near us or anything?
No, it didn't seem to be firing in your direction, although it was rather close to you. It seemed to be in the middle of the ruin.
Interesting. So it says there's either somebody hostile or possibly another group of prospectors already inside. Yeah, so I guess that we're all going to be rolling stealth to try not to get spotted too quick. Unless, of course, we don't have to roll and it just automatically succeeds or fails.
From the position you're in, there's no way you could possibly fail, really. So it's an automatic success, really.
Cool. Sneaky.
By the way, it's a trap, which lets me automatically spot traps.
You don't see any traps.
That's
However,
an ability? Nice.
Sorry? You're going to say something?
Sorry, I was just saying that's an ability. Nice.
Is it actually titled that?
Let me find it.
I think it is. This
is.
game's full of memes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's not too over the top with them, so perks.
That's old memes.
Can it ever really be too old for Star Wars?
Let me look at your character sheets. I want to, because there is something you can roll at this point, but I'm not sure. You can roll Scrutinize flat or Awareness -10.
I'll just take Scrutinize, I guess.
I know, right? And I failed.
Yep.
It would be the same.
Yeah, unfortunately, this party of 3 perception is not our strong suits.
Neil, you see that there's this path that you're on. It's clearly been overgrown. It hasn't been used in decades, but you see small grooves have been cut into the dirt rather recently, as if this path was used to transport cargo or something heavy.
So, there's like some cuts over here. Looks like something's been transported or moved it through here recently. And he'll like point it out at them.
Well, we knew there was someone up there, so at least it doesn't seem like they live here, or they live up there consistently. And with them having pushed a path through that makes our life easy.
Yes, it does seem like your nice, quiet prospecting missions turned a bit sour.
Yeah, just a touch. Now, there's a reason that on the gunshot I drew my weapons, so...
You're free to move.
Yeah, so I guess since they both have ranged capabilities, that'll take the front. At least until we get inside proper. Nothing's been revealed yet. So. Perks.
Yeah, there we go. Galford, you coming? Oh, not Galford.
Kyrus.
Kyrus.
Oh yeah, I was messing with something. Sorry.
That's all right. Neil, you notice that Barak is about to walk into a very thin and almost invisible tripwire.
Oh, Barak, wait.
There?
There's a tripwire over here.
What are you talking about? There's a tripwire here.
I pointed to him. It's right there. What are you talking about?
Once it's been pointed out, it's rather more easy to see, but it was almost invisible before from the angle.
Now, probably Neil's gonna be like, who even lays out a tripwire like this here? Because he said this whole area is overgrown, right?
Yep, yeah. Thick grass.
Who goes through the effort of laying out this thin a tripwire in an area like this?
Someone who clearly does not want visitors.
Following the line to its source, it slips into a strange black box, which you can't really discern its purpose. It doesn't look like... It doesn't seem to be any kind of trap you'd recognize.
Well, I can't claim to have much expertise on traps, so...
You do know that
if I don't...
Sorry?
If I don't have the skill Skullduggery, can I still roll it?
You can still roll it, I believe. You just can't get positive modifiers or something like that.
I think, like, Bob was saying you flip for failure, but, like, this thing I have that's a trap means I flip results to succeed tests, so, like, would they just cancel out? Or would I just get, like, a negative?
I don't know, so yes.
Okay.
You just roll it normally. Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying it's nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Like this is
Does this have the smooth, well-machined metallic appearance of like Ket's weird torch in a bottle?
It seems similar, yeah. Although when you like handle the black box, it's like thinner and lighter than any metal you've really encountered before.
So at that point, I'll probably just be like, "Be careful, guys," or it's like, "Be careful. There might be Skurzak in here."
Oh, okay.
Followed by pause, and I'd be like, "Oh, oh dear.
Oh dear, what?
It's like Ket might get really mad at us."
This
Okay.
does bode slightly for worrying.
Carefully step
so
over wire.
Yeah. Can we
Don't you
step
know?
over the wire, or do I have to try to disarm it?
It's really low to the ground. It's more like the wire's so thin that it would have broken without you realizing it.
Okay.
So you can just step over it without just easily.
Okay. So I pointed out to Iris and like, okay, just step over the thing. Don't need to like set it off.
I'm waiting for
Don't know
Neil
if
to
it's-
fall on his face because he has feet instead of hooves.
Yeah, you have feet right now.
I mean, I think Neil actually always had feet, but
Shh, it's fine.
So yeah, the ruin itself actually seems to be in fairly good condition. The foundations are solid. A lot of the walls seem to have been destroyed by villagers and locals taking it for bricks and supplies. This place could be rather quickly renovated. It probably wouldn't be its former majesty, but suitable for what the merchants want for it.
Interesting. How's the staircase look? This here staircase looking stable? Unstable?
Stable. The points that are kind of broken down, the bricks have just been lifted up or smashed by something. It's
Okay,
perfectly
so the core, the core of the staircase is still there then. Interesting. Well,
Karis, your health, something's wrong with it.
does Kairos collapse?
Okay, that's what I was supposed to be like that. I was curious what the fuck was going on there.
Okay, so Barak, as you take a step on the stairs, you hear a kind of frantic, panicked breathing, like hyperventilation.
Guess I'll move right there then, because that's about right. From above, from under the stairs.
From about over here.
Above then.
That must be some pretty heavy fucking breathing.
It is. It's like
Shit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, the kind of breathing which makes me pretty sure that whoever pokes their head around that corner first is probably getting a bullet. Is probably going to get a bullet in or near it.
Can I stealth or yeah, because eavesdrop would just let me hear like better what they're doing, and all he's doing is breathing.
so. Yep, you can stealth since it's bright daylight. This is like 10 a.m. at the moment. So,
No.
take a
what's that?
plus 10 to any stealth checks.
Okay, let me just put that in routine or routine please. Well, no,
Did you
I
crit
got this,
fail?
guys.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
I just failed.
So,
When you said, "Oh no," I thought it was a crit.
Sorry. I don't know if I should reroll it or just stick with it.
you don't need to re-roll it. If you don't want to, you can move into the castle. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Alternatively, if
I go over here.
yeah, if you're bombing it, we could always find a nice branch I can mount my shield on the end of it and stick that into it so it can soak a bullet.
So as you, sorry.
No, I just wanted to be like, okay, so he tries to listen and determine where exactly this person is hiding.
It seems
like
like
eavesdrop or something.
as you
Or
step,
maybe you just want to tell me.
as you step into the castle, and like you've got your body low and balanced, and you're carefully moving your feet. You brush up against a stone that you thought was solid, but it's actually just like a small pebble and it bounces. And when that happens, you hear like bricks shifting under someone's weight right around this corner. And you see a flash between the corroded, the dismantled stone wall. Is there something?
I motion for Brock to go forward.
You, meat shield, take point.
You there. One with the high damage. Go that way.
I only have a high damage if I sacrifice some of my defensive capability.
I meant to say like high damage threshold.
Fair enough. All right. Well, so you said right about here, right?
Yep. Like right in that corner, just behind that wall.
Well, then I would like to, if I can manage it, Neil, I'm going to be on for you for a second. I want to basically just try to dart from here to behind that cover, hopefully without taking a bullet on the way. Should I roll anything or just move?
Just move.
Okay.
I'm curious. Would I be able to? Are there any loose bricks on this little wall where I'm at right here?
Oh yeah,
I
quite a
love,
few.
I love her being super cautious, and it's probably nothing serious.
I was gonna see if I could try and like as stealthily as possible try and move one of the bricks to get a good view inside.
Maybe. Yeah. Hang on, let me check. Okay, I'm gonna remove. Let me just redraw this. It's not very difficult to do that at all. You should have a clear view inside now.
Right.
There you go. Yep. You pull out a brick like it's Jenga. Any mortar that's been put between the bricks on the walls has
almost
just
gone.
Yeah, it's just been worn away. Let me see how far you can see out.
Quick question: How far are we from the nearest town? Just roughly days travel.
2 days.
Okay, yeah, this is far enough out for caution to be the better part of valor.
Roll awareness for me, Kairos. +10,
Right.
actually. +10.
Are you kidding me? My shit's terrible today.
Oh well. What's the worst that happens? The worst that happens. One or more of us gets blown away in the dream and hopefully survives in real life.
Yeah, you blink and you think you see something reflecting the light on the ground, but you're not sure what it is. Barack, roll awareness -20.
Oh, ouch! -20. Luckily, I just remembered that nice ability I have, which gives me a +5 because I don't have skill ranks in it.
Oof,
It didn't help,
close.
but you know.
Oof.
You
say 20?
Yep.
You did 15.
Yeah,
Because he has an ability.
Gets +5.
Yeah, I have my racial bonus is Manifest Destiny +5 on anything I don't have a skill check in
So, yeah.
or skill rank in.
You hear like a rock falling right here, but when you turn to look, you don't see anything.
You mean me standing right here? I haven't seen anything at all.
No, you never saw anything move.
Quick question. What's your rough? Or actually, one thing. I'm gonna move my character real quick because I'm just curious on something. That's where Kairos is. That's your viewing angle. Okay, I think I know what happened. I mean, as a player.
Yeah,
Possibly as a I have my suspicions as a character as well.
he can like see all this. So
Yeah, I moved my token over there so I could use the dynamic lighting to see what he was able to see, so I could get the rough angle. So I'm thinking that the rock was probably a decoy, and something's here now.
You still hear the breathing right here. There is someone in that corner, definitely.
Out of character. Oh, they set up an audio recorder to trick us. Damn, Skurzak.
God, you're thinking these guys are like SEAL teams.
Fucking, it's like we're trying to breach fucking Navy base.
Basically. All right. Well, there's something there,
works.
and this hole is not big enough to like see through, so probably not big enough to get shot through. So I guess I'm gonna move over here.
You hear like a stifled, and then the breathing like settles quite quietly, but it's still there. It seems that whoever's behind that wall can't help themselves. It's almost pained.
Almost like they have to breathe to survive.
And they've been shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or they've been shot. Either way. All right. Well, creeping forward, shield at the ready to hopefully stop a bullet from going into my chest if somebody tries to shoot me.
Barak, rolled awareness. +20.
Awesome.
Ooh, you get an addition.
Yes.
That was 25.
Oh.
Got this money.
Oh, he actually got a success.
Woo!
You see a trail of blood all the way around the corner. Fresh, glistening in the sunlight.
Awesome. Does it look? Is it like green or so, or any weird, abnormal colors?
If you zoom in, you should be able to see it. It's red.
No, yeah, I can. Oh yeah, now that you told me that it's actually there, yeah, I can make it out pretty easy. All right, well, Neil actually caught up, so I guess that I'm just gonna have to. That basically, I'm just gonna pop around this corner, or pop around here, and hope I don't take a bullet, and hope that I don't take a bullet from the corner or from somewhere else. Starting with the corner, since I know something's there.
Before you, like lying flat on its back, is a horrifically mauled and maimed Skaven. Bits of flesh have been torn from its arms as if it tried to like block a rabid dog or something, and it's clawed at his forearms. And there's a very neat hole in the middle of its chest, fountaining blood out. It's looking at you, terrified.
Fountaining blood out.
Well, now we know where that shot came from.
Or at least what it was targeting.
So do we get any?
I was going to say, plus side with those injuries, no way they're going to be a threat.
Sorry, Devil?
I wanted to know, in these bodies, like these shells, do we have any specific feelings upon saying this gave them?
Thinking less of your own personality and more of what you should be in the situation, you go on autopilot and there's a jump back in shock and strangeness. You've never seen something like this before.
So in short, at first we're like, huh, that's so surprising, and then we react normally, and then if this wasn't a dream, this game would probably be like, the fuck?
Yeah, your hosts seem to have never seen a Skrazek before.
Skrazek, I'm sorry. You say it's gay.
Yes.
It's alright, the same thing.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure the Skrazek I don't know if the Skrazek have similar eating things to the Skaven.
Don't Skaven eat everything?
I think they have to consume their body weight in meat almost every day.
Damn.
So he's been stabbed in the gut or shot in the gut. He had his arm like ravaged. With Neil in the pilot seat, he's like, "All right, what happened to you? Like, who did this?" No.
The Skrazek like looks at you in horror, and then looks around, and it seems like he's almost out of it. Like he's not quite sure where he is.
Okay.
And he kind of leans forward to like touch you, but the arm kind of like falls, and you can see like exposed bone on both of his forearms.
Oh no!
What if
Right.
he was in a fight with? Certainly did a number on him.
Nothing you can do can really help him at this point.
Okay.
If you want to get any information out of him, you can actually try to roll interrogation.
What?
I feel like we might want to try
That's
and figure out what the hell
mean.
happened.
That is so mean. But I'm gonna do it. I got this, guys.
It could be,
I fail.
it could be nice interrogation.
Don't
Hey.
one of you have it as a skill?
No.
Nope.
I might. Hold on.
You're an interrogator.
No,
Wait, you
Michael
do?
was interrogator. Kyrus is
Michael
the-
is
Ah, Kyrus. Kyrus is worthless.
Oh, that's hostile.
Hey,
Out of character. I hope you guys know how tempting it is to be like to take a nibble. But I'm not interested in whatever messed with him's leftovers, so it's fine.
So like I try to get like, aggressive and like
Yeah,
and interrogating, and I just like he dies on me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you specifically caused his death. There was a hole in his chest that was hemorrhaging blood, so you can't feel too guilty.
Does he have anything on him?
Yes, he does. Let me check.
the body, loot the body.
Is it this one?
I want to figure out if there's any clues on the body, not looting.
Look for the blue paw print. Oh wait, wrong show.
looking for the what now?
No,
I was
nothing. Don't worry about it.
News.
Leafing around in his pockets, you find a tightly bound and blood-stained scroll. Do any of you have education?
I do.
Neil does.
Oh yeah, so two of you do. So yeah, you can recount it to your dear illiterate friend.
Oh wow, you're being so harsh to poor Kyrus.
I can kill people easily. I can kill people. That good. I ain't got no
Dead,
good, but I don't mean I can't do nothing with the sword.
It seems like this is a letter meant for another Skurzak. This place is rather more cheerful than I imagined. When I first arrived, the joining of two clans I believed to be a folly, but rather, in fact, it was a blessing. Both of our tribes have worked hard in order to secure this beachhead. This place will make a fine warren someday.
And that means we need to look for caves. Followed immediately by O.
Oh no, there's gonna be a lot of them.
This does
more.
not have good.
I really wish there was one more of us because there's two places I want to look into, and they're both kind of important. Unfortunately, I'm thinking, God. Basically, I'm worried about over here where the rock sound was. It's possible it's a secret door of some kind. But
Possibly.
of course, we also knew that someone was down there, and it's possible that there's some sort of secret path that way.
Well, there's the abundantly clear path this way.
Oh, I thought that led up
And I'm
into a
sure
tower.
some of these bricks are loose enough I can try and peer through.
Also, wait, is this down or up?
It's going down.
Oh, well, never mind then. That seems like the most likely route. I thought it was going up.
Do I see anything in this direction?
Sorry, can you use your arrow pointer? Oh. Walking walking down this way, you see lots of rotted wood and feces and the like.
Okay.
So,
I'm
so
just gonna
fairly,
back
recent,
myself up.
fairly
like-
recent habitation.
Yeah, it seems like someone's using this as a cesspit.
Full
Okay.
of shit.
I'm just gonna walk over here. Ah. Okay. There we go. Can I roll awareness? Wait, what would it roll to try to see if there's any like secret doors or something?
I think awareness or scrutinize. You can roll
I'm
either
going-
one.
Should I go roll stealth because I want to creep over here and kind of peek down the passage without actually setting foot on the stairs?
I'm assuming I don't get any bonuses, so yeah.
No, you don't
I don't
see
hear
any
anything.
hidden
I mean,
doors or
yeah.
anything. And you can't hear
Okay.
any more falling rocks from sneaking rat people. Looking down into the gloom below you, you can hear a faint crackling of a small controlled flame. But apart from that, there's just eerie silence.
Oh,
Bye.
back up. Yeah, I'll back up a bit then and be like, oh, hey. So I'll just be like, well, assuming that was talking about here, we've probably got some fun waiting down below.
What kind of fun? Oh wait, I'm escaping. I mean, screw that.
But it's entirely possible it's not as bad as we think. I mean, some kind of infighting happened.
Just to remind you, only when I make charm tests do I automatically succeed them or seduce them. So like, I need to actively tell you like I'm trying to charm test. Okay.
Yep, that's fine. I will notice, even though you can hear flame down there, you can't see any light. So if you've got a torch or a lantern,
We're all supplied with
I think
torches.
I have a lantern. Hold on, do I have a lantern? I do not. I have. Ooh.
Barack has a lantern and some extra torches, so if you don't have a light source.
I have a torch of 2.
see, you get that.
Old adventurers have multiple torches. They're so useful.
Get that. And you get that. Okay.
Setting stuff up. Well, before we go down there, I want to look into whatever was making, if what was making that noise back there was.
I tell him what I looked at, and I didn't see anything. But like, you can check it out. I'll
Roll
be here.
scrutinize -10.
Barack?
Yep, Barack.
Okay. Basically, it's a case of there was something that fell down that time. It was awfully convenient. So color me paranoid, but I will double check it just in case.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I succeeded.
You notice a climbing pin in the cliff face, right there.
Does it look like there's anything further up the cliff that I can see? Maybe any cave entrances?
No.
Oh.
Well, there are slight glints of light all the way up. You can't tell if they're also climbing pin-ons. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that.
Piton.
Piton, that's it.
There's a T. Yeah, so I'm going to let Barack's ex-soldierly minor paranoia set in and assume that they are.
You can't see any rope, but yeah.
Yeah,
Someone's been climbing that recently.
Yeah. So I'll go back and I'll be like, someone set climbing pitons into the cliff face back there. So assume we've already been spotted.
I didn't see anything, but okay.
Okay, so
Well.
you all go down?
I assume that we can't go that way at all, where the Fentons are.
You can...
Trying to climb it without rope support seems like it'd be iffy.
Yeah.
Because those are great for climbing down, but climbing up without ropes already strung out, they don't really help.
Okay. So, yeah, we're just gonna go. We're down.
It's like a 200-yard cliff face, like right there. It's huge. But yeah.
Also, that's a big cliff, and I'm not exactly.
That's a big fucking cliff.
That's a big cliff, and I'm not really a trained climber. I don't want to touch that.
So,
Out of character, if Ket was here, she would have already scampered up and down it 6 times and been like, "What you talking about?"
If only Ket was here.
Uh-huh.
So sad my snuggle buddy's not here.
You make your way down the staircase, and you enter a kind of gloomy area. You can see faint flickering light in the doorway beyond, and you're free.
Okay, so there is light.
Let me move you guys over to where you are.
Wow.
You're free to move about.
Oh, that's neat. It's got like a custom revealing fog of war?
Is dynamic lighting.
That's so cool. See, I just didn't know dynamic lighting would actually have a revealing fog of war like that. That's so cool.
To your right, you see
Nice.
exquisitely and resplendently robed rat lying in a pool of his own blood. To your left, Skrazek, wielding some kind of pike or halberd, is leaning against the wall in pained anguish in its death.
Oh, I was about to say, so it's still standing? But okay. Fair.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I don't know which way to go, guys. Follow the
Adventure
beefy
fun.
one.
Or so as I say, standard creed is left. I don't feel like doing that, so. So dead. After eyeing the room for whatever caught for anything looking to jump me, I want to basically check the body and how did it die? Gunfire, slashing wounds, vampires, what?
Looking at the injury itself, this guy was stabbed in the back maybe 8 or 9 times. You're not sure if that's what killed it, but I mean, what else could it be?
I want to check to see if their throat was slashed, just in case.
Oh yeah, almost to the spinal cord.
I'm gonna be like, someone, and then we're like, someone really didn't like these guys.
There is a note clenched in his hand, screwed up.
Oh, well, I will try to carefully get it out without, tearing it apart. Speaking of, how difficult is it to move its hand? Basically, does it seem like rigor mortis is set in yet?
No rigor mortis at all at the moment. It's still warm.
Is recent.
Prying open the Skrazek's hand, you pull the note from it, and it seems to be a sketch of a 4-clawed taloned hand closing around someone, and there seems to be like some kind of drawing behind it that you can't really identify. And underneath it, you see the words, "The artifact is precisely where we expected. However, its purpose has yet to be divined."
Well, they were killed by something. I think we might know what it is.
I believe that the word used in this system is heresy. Basically, raw heresy. All right. Interesting.
My
paranoia meter certainly ticked up.
As you look away from the note, you hear a thudding sound, like vroom, vroom, as if something very big and very heavy is walking very close. And glancing through,
I was going to say, yeah, whatever that was, awesome.
Scutters past the grate on that doorway has been added recently, probably by the Skurzak.
Well, I'm not stupid enough to get within reach of anything that might be in there.
Oh, hang on, my Roll20's crashed. Don't move!
Don't move!
All the moving.
Freeze. Quick, explore the entire dungeon before he gets back.
Exactly.
I think I made a mistake. Yep.
All the mistakes have been made.
no, hang on.
Oh, man.
No one
We're
look.
gonna find out why. We're gonna find out why Ket hates the why Ket hates the Underwarren. It's gonna be a mess.
Okay, so yep, you move again,
Okay.
but you can't get through that grate. It's been welded to the walls.
Yeah, I refuse to get any closer than this. So
You did see something
I'm assuming-
huge and like pale, like white, walk past it.
exactly, I'm going to assume that I'm going to assume that whatever it is can reach through the grate and get anybody that gets too close and murder them. Because
I feel like I
paranoia
should
is the
draw my
better part
gun
of
and
not
do some
dying.
caution.
Neil,
So what it is?
this seems to be some kind of prison. You see the decayed forms of human beings in the cages. Perhaps been there for months. All dead, all with burn marks or horrible mutations and disfigurations.
What's that?
Any
That-
evidence of witch growth?
Not that you can identify. That is a cave that's been a cage that's been sunk into the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if witchstone grows, but
You see a doorway here that has like a box pushed up against it, and it's been nailed in place. You could probably pull it away, but it
No.
seems like something's out there.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, that's too close to the wall to potentially lead into the graded area. I think I'll leave that for another time.
North.
Personally, I was gonna say, I'm curious what else is in here. Personally, that
Ooh.
is a barricade, and that is a dead person. Excellent.
And this is what you saw on your little paper. Jutting out of the ground unnaturally is 4 talents that seem to soften the stone around them. There's something wrong with them when you look at it. It doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem right, like unnatural, or doesn't seem right, like
What in the
something's
Sam
missing.
hell?
It doesn't seem right, as in it's making you upset.
Okay, unnatural. Got it. Huh.
Investigating
Barricade.
this
Yes, it's
goes
a
out.
barricade, altered, body.
You find a... Which one does this one have? Yes, you find another letter on this person.
All right, I will try to extract this one as well. I'm keeping an eye on that barricade, by the way, to make sure nothing comes crawling through and tries to eat my face.
Yeah, you can't hear the lumbering anymore. This place is mostly empty, extending for miles, and I find myself turned around by seemingly twisting walls and places that defy memory when chanced upon again. I ask you, my good friend, to finish your mission here and allow us to return to a more secure section of this endless, lawless warren. Your dearest friend, Tia Ponor.
Pardon me a moment while I open/make a notepad, because when names start getting thrown around, it's important.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because the GM at least spent the 20 seconds to make up a name.
There you go.
And that's not exploding out of character knowledge.
Some
Because
more
of
than they
that.
got here, eh?
You come across a pile of books. They seem to be like there's a variety. There's elven fiction. There's a lot of books you don't really recognize or have never seen before. There seem to be Skurzak books on rather
Can we read
mundane
them?
things like digging and mining
Mhm.
and things of
I
that
would have
nature.
thought the Skurzak had their own language. Well, at which point I want to back up a step so I don't do anything too crazy, and then check the person I'm inhabiting essentially, and be like, do they know? Can they read Skurzak? And is it just being automatically translated by this dream mess?
You're not sure. But
I'm over by the other body.
yes, this person,
He'll walk off all alone.
well, on one of his arms, there's the same gnawing you found of the person who died above you. It's not quite as vicious as before. Something gnawed at his arm, but he survived it, and even had a bandage wrapped around it. What killed this man is a long gash across his stomach from a blade of some kind.
In short, someone in here went to town on the rest.
I'm gonna wait for Rock to get over so you can search the body.
So speaking of what killed this one?
This one,
Walking problem.
you see, its arms have various puncture wounds. Not like a knife, but like a dirk was stabbed repeatedly through this man's forearm, or rat's forearms, and into one of his eyes has been gouged out by a bladed instrument. This person was stabbed while they were cowering, essentially.
All right, so be on the lookout for someone who's likely not really in a proper mental state. Yeah, that's a good phrase.
Let's see what we figure out what's on this Skurzak right here.
There's a halberd, of course. Does this guy have a note? Hang on, let me check. Yeah, actually, roll scrutiny.
Scrutiny checks.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Scrutiny.
Oh, Bracken won.
Wait, where was my +5 modifier I put in? Oh well.
It's there. There.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Kairos. My bad.
You quickly pull at this the kind of well tailored hide armor that's on this Skurzak. You quickly find a hidden pocket, and inside you find a very thin slip of paper with the words, "I understand your concern, but knowing what that old rat is up to is too vital to our efforts. You have to put up with any curse that has befallen that abandoned warren. For Chan Chitax, if nothing else."
For Chan what?
Clan Chitax.
Oh, clan. Huh. Well, that is very interesting. Some of these notes seem to have been written when it was inhabited, but then there's these. Out of character, I've been dealing with time shit in another game actually, and I'm getting very similar vibes.
Well, I can't just tell you the timeline.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Basically, that's my observation. Is that I'm getting very odd time vibes out of that. I assume the Skurzak didn't have anything else of note on them.
No, a few brass pennies and the like, but it doesn't seem like whoever you're inhabiting was looting these people, at least immediately.
No, I wasn't saying looting. I was just basically more like, is there anything that sticks out as something obvious like what we found outside, or our friendly neighborhood Ket's oddly advanced equipment? Anything obvious?
No. Looking down this hallway, you see that the entrance directly in front of you goes on for quite a while before being blocked by fallen rubble. But just to the right of it, this tunnel here has been freshly excavated.
You don't say. Well, we can get to that one later.
Yeah, what the hell's up here?
Dead bodies. Awesome.
It's both of these are in brigandine armor, quite good look, good quality brigandine as well. Each had a shield attached to their forearm and a halberd in their arms. They are stood next to each other. They died defending this place from someone who was standing where you are. One of them has a neat bullet hole in his head, while the other one was stabbed so many times that it's difficult to tell what kind of organ is on the floor.
Awesome.
So, this looks like a sleeping area.
Yep.
That's what
I
I.
think
That's what I
Okay.
Do these guys have anything of note on them or not?
I think
That's
you...
fucked off.
No. You do see a book in this room.
A vulture picks at the remains. I'm gonna try and give this to one of them because Kairos can't read.
Looking at it, it's a journal. One of the Skrazik was keeping it. And while most of the entries are mundane things, comments on life, there's an in-depth commentary on the fact that there are two distinct clans down here, Panur and Chitex. And there's this particular Skrazik who is writing this is from clan Chitex and is very disdainful of the Panarians.
So basically, just from what I've been extrapolating, just like the noble rat down back here, the noble one we found near the entrance, and most of the rest seem to have similar styles of dress and armor.
Yes.
Oh right, so all the corpses are all the corpses are from Chitex, which means whoever the other guys are, they won at least enough to clear out their dead. What was the other clan called?
Panor.
Hanor. Let me try to spell
You
that.
found someone who wrote to someone who had the name Tia Panor. This was the person in the corner who was stabbed while cowering. I'll repost the...
Oh no, I see it.
Yeah. Tia Panur.
Yeah, so probably won't work. I could pause and I slide that note from wherever I gently pocket it and be like,
Yeah. Looking through the journal, you find one of the last passage, ironically, in this journal. And it says, Day 14. This human ruin is most queer. While exploring some of the rooms, I become skittish and afraid, assured that something was watching me from the shadows, but I could not see anything in the gloom. Scraping sounds and footsteps have been reported now, and then without no explanation. I'm going to reread that actually because I fucked it up. Scraping sounds and footsteps have been reported now and then with no explanation. I will be quite content when we abandon this place. San is calling me for dinner. I will finish this later. I'll post this in the chat.
I'm gonna poke around this one, and also I'm assuming this is a barricade
Yep,
of some kind.
It's rather hastily put there. There's like wood shavings on the ground, so that this has been moved from over here to there. And while you're there, you hear a gunshot from behind the barricade over this way. And a scuttering sound, as well as a deep and low roar of agony and fury. Around the corner...
That's where we'll find the info.
You're supposed to say, oh shit.
Around the corner sprints a strange figure, followed by two more, who are shouting at each other. It's found us! It's found us! And they turn to regard you just beyond the barricade. Who are you?
Yeah, so I can only see that there are tokens. I can't see any details. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, so I don't know what kind of figures we're talking about.
Let me see. You should be.
They're like transparent.
Yeah, I mean, it's like basically all I really need to know is if they're Skurzak or not.
Yeah, they seem to be all Skurzak. I'm not sure why.
I figure.
They're so. Hang on, I'll try to reveal this. Is that better?
No, I think it's the lighting thing, because when Kairos moves behind me, I get more lighting and I can see them better.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit more lighting, see if that helps.
Like, for example, if I like move my token in here, I will be able to see them better. But if I'm no, get back in there. So if I'm like over here, they're like kind of faded.
Okay. Yeah, they are still faded, but I can see them better, and this works.
What the Skurzak walks directly up to the barricade, puts a pause along it, and says, "Move out of the way."
What's going on? Why are so many dead?
I mean, I'm just gonna back up and sidestep, and I'll just be like, whatever's chasing you does not sound friendly.
She pushes the makeshift barricade forward just slightly so she can slip through, and she slips through, quickly followed by a small rat, and then the last one is very distinctly different from the others. She's got kind of a different build. She's bigger, more aggressive, quite a bit bigger than any Skurzak you've seen before, actually. Almost 6 foot tall.
I was going to say, even we haven't seen very many Skurzaks, so.
I'll say this one's cute.
And
then.
A roar arises, and all three Skurzak turn and put their entire body weight against the barricade as a humongous thing bashes against the small entrance. It can't quite fit, but it's roaring and screaming and clawing.
Well, shit, yeah. That is not friendly, so I mean...
Our questions are now answered, at least.
Yeah, it looks like there's space, yeah. Parak will move in to help make sure that the barricade doesn't get shoved out of the way, because,
There are times when the entire barricade is lifted in the air by the force of both parties pushing against it. Although after a time, the beast seems to tire and calm and just grunt and snort. And eventually it kicks and moves away. And you're left in a room with 3 survivors to this massacre.
Yeah,
So that's what caused all this.
Seems pretty scary.
Back up a bit and be like, all right, well, that was not something I'm interested in seeing again.
What are you doing down here? This place has been abandoned for centuries now.
And that's why we were sent here. An interested party was looking into restoring this place and hired us to look around.
Well, you've looked around, and might I suggest that you leave, just like we're going to. Come.
That would seem like the best course.
I was gonna say, that does not sound like a bad plan.
She kind of doesn't even regard you as a threat. The other two are certainly more skittish. They're like watching you. They've got their hands on their weapons. They look terrified. While the one in front she's not terribly bigger than Ket. And she's smaller than the woman in the back.
But she certainly got the haughty superior attitude down.
Yeah, she's very aggressive. The others follow, and she says, "You can have the damn place."
So Neil like walks up and says, "So where are you going to go? Like it's dangerous out there." Ah.
We don't. I don't
Out, right?
care where we go. Out of here. Out of this fucking tomb.
Just so you know, one of the Grzak died upstairs. So that's the thing. It was recent.
A lot of Skurzak are dead. Look around. It was probably injured down here.
They took a gunshot, or there was a gunshot up above.
Yes.
Excuse me?
There was a gunshot.
On our way in, we heard a gunshot just outside the ruins. When we entered, we find a Skurzak on the floor with a bullet hole in them.
Did they have a gun?
Skurzak?
They didn't. They didn't,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah, it was
No.
No.
And there was climbing pittons on a cliffside.
Climbing pigeon. It doesn't matter. Anything is better than down here. This is a goddamn tomb. And she turns the corner.
I was
Everyone...
just about basically as she's approaching the corner. I'm just going to be like, one of your it's like someone that looks like a noble is dead across the way, or is dead over there as well.
At the site, the Skurzak, who's like got this small glowing gem in his hand, kind of sniffles and almost bursts into tears. Clearly, this Skurzak doesn't have much emotional fortitude and is strained by seeing any of this.
I mean, to be fair, lots of dead things, something chasing you, trying to murder you. If they aren't experienced with this sort of thing, I don't blame them.
Everyone roll awareness. Plus 10.
Okay.
All right. Dear God, are they going to get up as zombies? Zombie Skurzak.
Yeah, see.
Why do I keep on getting shit rolls?
Hey, at least one of us succeeded.
You hear kind of a tick-tock sound coming from the staircase you entered.
What's that? Wait, what's that noise? It's like tick-tock.
What do you... And
There's a ticking coming from the staircase.
She pauses and frowns and says, "What? No, that's absurd. There can't be any..." And then there's a deep rumbling. And an explosion, a flash of light.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I got some special effects going on.
Yeah, I mean, I know about that.
Yo,
Cool.
fucking higher budget than the Justice League movie.
Everybody roll
And the effects are
coordination.
surprisingly better.
Okay.
Roll
Coordination?
coordination. Yep.
No, I'm gonna take horrible damage.
No, it's probably more to
Boom.
get done.
Dab on them haters, guys. Oof, I succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Dabbies.
So, as you're all thrown to the ground, Kyrus kind of falls into a roll and catches himself. Whereas the other two, you're thrown into the wall and you slam hard into the surface as the entire ruin rumbles and shakes. Bricks fall from the ceiling, and the entrance is destroyed. Everyone...
I guess all the shit balls looking for something in it.
What? You confuse me.
Load it up.
So I attempt to stand up and catch my second wind and just be like, So that happened. Like we're stuck down here.
the guy in bronze, you take 13 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Oh god, this is gonna.
Whereas Barak and Neil take 19 points of damage.
Well, guess what? That's a shame. And I need medical attention now.
Where on earth do I put? Oh.
Yeah, it's in talents and trappings.
Yeah.
So Neil is grievously wounded. Thankfully, due to the nature of the injuries, you don't have to roll on the injury table just yet.
Yeah, just one more hit and I'm slain.
He'll be fine.
So how much do I am I on the damage condition track?
Look at your track. It says in your track.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, she died.
And big one over there is pretty busted up.
No, the cutie died. No.
6, 12, 18, 24.
So
Sorry, some of this is still pretty confusing to me.
It's all right. If you're on your talents and trappings,
Yeah.
it should I believe you took pretty low. So you took 13 damage, right? You're the person who succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you are only moderately wounded.
All right then.
I did not bring enough emergency first aid for this. This is more damage than we've taken since I started playing. At least as a group.
So the first three, yeah. So yeah, my third fifth is 18, so I take seriously wounded. Or am I seriously wounded? I am confused.
You are on grievously, looking at your character.
Okay.
Okay, so collecting yourself from the ground, you see that
Ow.
the lead rat lady took nearly a full blast of whatever caused that explosion. And it threw her into the wall, and her skull has been crushed. Looks like she died instantly.
So
The rat lady behind you took a brick to the face as it fell from the ground, and she is out cold. Whereas this little Skurzak in the middle is curled up into a ball and looks pretty much unharmed.
That's what happened to my last captain.
ouch. So, yeah, I mean,
Brick to the head?
Nah. Full force.
So,
explosion? Yeah.
Kairos, you shouldn't be too damaged, so you're like on. Yeah.
Damn it. Cat, you're blocking my monitor. I need you to move.
Where is your on?
Stop ninja climbing on all my shit.
So
Yeah, so I'll put. So yeah, Neil, Kairos, what's your condition?
So hurt. Sides.
Yeah.
That's an out of character. I know what your condition is, but my character doesn't yet.
I know.
So
Been through worse.
Feeling pretty hurt right now. Like, oh.
yeah, so
okay.
so
He's wobbly on his feet as he tries to steady himself.
So I don't believe any of you have any means of healing yourself at the moment.
actually, that's what I was about to do. Kairos, it's like Kairos, pass Neil this. Hand him a little vial of laudanum.
Okay. What do I do with that?
It heals you 1 on the wound track, but it gives you a corruption.
As you pull out the vial and hand it to Neil, the little curled up Skurzak ball kind of leaps up and says, "No, you are savage."
What? What's going on?
What?
You trying to give that man cancer? And he scutters up, and he pulls out the glowing gemstone he held before, and he pushes it towards you. Do you do anything?
No.
They push solidified heresy towards you. What do you do?
I don't know what he's doing, so yeah, go ahead.
As he pushes it towards you, like he pushed it against your chest, and you feel violently ill as it touches you, and
Oh, no.
Hey,
you shudder and you break out in a cold sweat. And in that moment, it's past. You feel a lot better, and you go 2 steps up in the damage threshold, and you see that the damage track. Sorry, and my roll 20 has just crashed again. Bloody hell!
So I'm not moderately
Oh my.
wounded?
Yep, you're now
Yes.
moderately wounded, and the glowing crystal dims to just a normal crystal.
Thank
how
you.
about that?
And Mom will be like, well, that's very handy. Thank you for helping.
He kind of looks around. And says, my name's Ro Chitax.
Does this body have a name that I'm aware of? Like,
No. I could get you a name. God, what's going on in Guy and Bronze's house? There's a party or something.
Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. My brother invited all his little shitty, really young friends, and they're all screaming about playing Roblox. Sorry, I'm gonna change it to push to talk because I thought they kept it down, but clearly not.
Freaking Roblox. Just play Minecraft.
I don't know why they play Roblox, but they do.
I only ever got into Roblox because that site wasn't blocked at my on my computers.
so what are we gonna do with this one that's knocked out?
Ro turns and says, "Oh, she's Kebby. She's been looking after us when they attacked." And I don't.
Who attacked?
Well, there was like some kind of undead apparition, and then there was that white ape monster or something. I don't know.
Oh dear, they're different. Great.
I wonder has anything to do with that weird swirling talon monstrosity we found.
Oh, you mean the crucible? I don't think so. We never got it to work.
So that's what that walking art project was.
Oh, well, it's actually quite interesting. You see, it's formed of a kind of organic, bone-like exoskeleton. I believe it's actually not like a artifact as much as an actual living thing. I've been studying it with my master. And he turns...
geez.
Sorry?
I was gonna be like, so, do you know if there's any other way out of here? Like, our only exit so far is blocked. We're gonna have to go deeper and chance meeting those.
He kind of rose his hand and says, "Well, we were digging towards a kind of satellite outpost, like a resupply point, like you overworlders use, and we never quite made it that far. We never really had the personnel here, but I think there is another way out. It's just we haven't mapped the west side of this warren at all. We put up some barricades, but they've overrun them a long time ago. We had to put up those bars and block off the other entrances to keep them at bay."
So there might be a way out to the west, but if there is, we're going to have to go through whatever that thing was.
It's stalking. It's not leaving alone. It's not stupid. It knows. It thinks. It's been... There was 12 of us here. And you can see the bodies. 5 of us left to the east to find an exit. And now there's just 2 of us. He looks down at Kebby.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I don't think we have enough power to kill it.
Okay, it doesn't sound like we have. It doesn't sound like we have too many other options. We have to go out into its territory to have any chance to get out of here. Although, you said there were 12 of you. What happened to the other 2?
Well, we were scouting around. At first, when we were first attacked, it was by some kind of undead. And we repulsed them quite quickly, and we were scouting to find out the source of the undead, perhaps some necromancer or the like. But we couldn't find anything. And we were sent out, and my master told me to go. And we heard cries and screams as something slaughtered everyone in this camp. And he's looking around the dead bodies. And so we ran and hid. And then that thing, that white ape thing, it stalked us. And it killed the other 2.
I'm sorry to hear your horrible loss. And he goes like he's about to pet him, like on the head, then he stops.
Almost pats. Or almost head pats.
Ro kind of looks around and says, I'm probably not going to survive this, but if we have to fight, I think I could lead it away. You have to save Kebby. He points to the unconscious rat lady, and now that she's kind of like not hunched over, like this rat girl is like 6'5". She's fucking huge.
Wow, a bit like a truck, anyone?
Yeah, and he says you have to get her out of here. Someone has to survive this.
We'll try our best.
So you rats don't have a concept of no one gets left behind, eh?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Knows what I meant.
Look around you. 11 people are going to get left behind.
Yeah, but try to save the living at least.
That's what we're doing, you idiot.
As most as you can.
And like we just
I'll just
move away from him.
Ro
Fuck.
looks around and says, in the... I mean, you must have seen it already. It doesn't matter. In the prison, there's a boarded up doorway. You pull that down, you can get through. I'll try to lead the ape away. Just take Kebby and get her to safety. And he reaches down and picks up a strangely smooth black, looks like a musket, but it's like got bulky things attached to it, and it's black and it's metal. It's strange. You've never seen anything like it. And it looks far too big for him anyway. And he kind of has a strange kind of walk towards the barricade in this direction.
So I attempt to pick up the mouse girl.
With just the sheer bulk of this thing, this abomination, is difficult enough, and there's armor, but you can manage it with 2 people quite handily, especially with Brock. He's quite a strong bastard. And
Chicken legs over here.
you pick him up, and you hear the scraping of the barricade here being thrown to the ground with a crash.
I suppose that's our cue.
And
Yeah.
Ro steps out into the gloom. A few seconds passed of silence. You can move, by the way.
You guys will say, all right, come on. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I don't know what that thing is, and
Gonna move over here.
so put him down over here, and I'll try to get, and I'll see about getting this door open.
Alright. It's pretty easy. It's been hammered in place. This is more like a concealment of a door than it is actually a barricade. Pulling it down is easy peasy. And
All right.
as you throw it to the side, you hear bang, 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 as if a dozen muskets have been discharged. And then silence.
I'll be like, yeah, it's like, the hell is that? Whatever, it's fine.
Quite the weapon that was.
Neil Karras, get over here real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass each of you a vial of laudanum. Just be like, it's no good if they're all on me in place like this.
Okay. I assume if I take it, I don't take damage.
Oh no!
If you drink it, you will heal 1 point on your damage track, but you'll take a point of corruption.
Okay.
So
But,
honestly,
like,
it's a pretty damn good trade.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll grab the rep person, and I'll just be like, with luck, we can get out of here without ever needing it.
Where are we going?
Out here, you hear a faint shuffling, and in the distance, in the distant gloom, you see the form of a undead, not quite looking in your direction. There's clearly more out here than just the ape thing, whatever that was. Before, to your south, you see a long tunnel. There's a barricade set up that's been torn down. To your left, right in front of you, actually, you see a mountain of bones and rubble leading forward into that room with an entrance going deeper down into this warren. And to the north, you hear the thumping of the ape thing.
So it's up to Barack where we're going.
So you can go south, where they've established the barricade, or you can go in this direction, west.
Yeah,
and deeper.
North, not really enough. As I say, north, not really an option, but south, they said they'd already scouted that area out and they had no exits. So really,
West
that
it
leaves
is.
us with only one option. I don't like the go deeper plan, but
Only one we got so far.
because whatever that thing is, maybe we can take it, maybe we can't, and we'd rather not find out.
Stepping over perhaps century-old bones that break as with the slightest provocation. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You step deeper into the darkness, and your memory starts to fade away. Again, you're surrounded by indistinct motes of light. And you
Awesome.
wake up as if nothing happened at all.
Mm-hmm.
No one takes any corruption. You all got 1 point on the order.
Woo!
Here.
You will get 100 reward points.
Well, just curious. Do I have my laudanum back?
Anything you expended over the course of that night, and any wounds you took, are gone.
So I do. Interesting.
Thank you for experiencing my session. I hope you enjoyed it. It's shorter than a normal session, but you guys avoided a lot of combat.
Yeah, well, we took a significant amount of damage, and from there it was one of those bits. It was like, yeah, let's.
You took a significant point of damage.
No, we all took a significant amount of damage. We all took at least 2 points.
I can't believe
Remember,
you.
we only have 4 hit points.
You let Ro die. You're just like, yep.
I was like, I didn't want to, but it was most of the bit where it's like, they ran off pretty quickly, and B, it's a case of being like, yeah, whatever that thing was could probably have kicked all of our asses. Although, to be fair, the fact that Ro had an assault rifle might have helped.
Fucking Vietnam War.
So I was thinking on the other way, but it's like,
it's that's the end of the recording. I hope you watch the entire thing, Bog. If you don't, you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Ouch.
If you don't watch every second, then you're just disrespect.
If you don't listen to the opening part where I giggle at deep fried memes, you're a horrible human being.
That's going to be in the video, by the way. Yeah.
Good.